Welcome back, guys. You've got the Hozy gameplay in the background, and you've got me reading Reddit stories. Today, I'm in relationship advice. Before we get started, though, please can you like, subscribe, and comment? Because as you can see, I've only got like 200 subscribers at this point, and I would really, really, really like to make it to 1,000 subscribers. So any help you can give would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Anyway, let's get into the story. My male 31 pregnant wife's 29 female friend privately made a very suggestive comment towards me this evening. How do I address this with my wife the right way? Okay, let's get into this and see what's going on. This evening, I went out with my wife, two of her friends, and one of our couple friends for dinner. My wife is almost 5 months pregnant with our twin daughters. Oh, congrats. I'm insanely happy in our marriage, and I absolutely adore her with all my heart. I'm aware of the fact that she has a group chat with some of her close friends where they maybe share some intimate things in our marriage. She's made jokes about things some of her friends have said. One of her older friends in particular has made jokes and has been maybe a little overly playful about me, and I've kind of noticed she wasn't always joking. I caught a bad vibe from her from the times I've met her, and she would ask me super candid questions. When I told my wife about things, she said she thought she was just joking and thought it was funny. I was 99% sure it wasn't. Anyways, at dinner tonight, my wife and her other friend left to go to the bathroom before the food arrived, and the other couple was at the far end of the table, and she was sitting on my right on the opposite end. As soon as they walked away, she touched my arm and said something along the lines of, "Hey, you know you and my wife's name really have a lot going on right now. And it's a lot. If you ever need to talk about anything, I'm always here to listen. And I'll keep it between us." It wasn't what she said, but the way she said it. It was very clear what she meant. I work in sales leadership and read people for a living, and there's no misunderstanding about what she meant. She's made several comments towards me before, and it was a standing offer. The point is, I want to address this with my wife. I want to do it the right way. I know she won't be upset with me. My biggest concern is that she will be dismissive at first and think it wasn't legitimate. She's also only been in the US for about 4 years and moved here from Sweden. And this girl is one of the first friends she made and has struggled to make friends a little bit. I just want to be straight up without hurting her too much. How do I handle this conversation the right way? That's an awkward one. You definitely need to tell your wife. But how you do that, I am not sure. So let's see if the comments have any helpful suggestions on that front. Just sit her down, tell her an incident occurred that made you feel uncomfortable, and you want her in the picture to decide together how to handle it, and the person involved from here on. Just be honest with her. She will appreciate you came out with it the right way. Oh, and adding, in case she is dismissive, emphasize that these are your feelings, that she made you uncomfortable, and if your roles were reversed and some guy would make your wife feel like this, you would take this very seriously as well. You are partners, and the other's well-being should matter the most also when it comes to creepy behaving friends. Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that because I was thinking, how do you get her to take you seriously? But that's good. Good advice being like, if the roles were reversed. So we read one more comment. That's not a real friend. No more way to spin it than the sooner your wife knows and it gets cut off before it becomes something gossip spotted by others, etc. The best way for a long-term happiness and relationship. Yeah, you are a team. Speak with her. Deal with this as a united front. I fear if you decline this woman's offer privately, she will retaliate and lie to your wife. The klaxons went off when I read that. So many red flags. Yeah. Well, good luck, OP, and I hope that conversation with your wife went well and that she took you seriously. Right, second story of relationship advice. I, 27 female, pregnant, can barely eat, and my partner, 31 male, didn't sleep because I ate McDonald's. Dear. I'm 12 weeks pregnant in my first trimester, and honestly, it's been hell. I can barely keep food down. The smell of most meats makes me gag and throw up. Even random things like cold air outside gets me. And at the gym, if someone with a strong smell is near me, it can make me start gagging out of nowhere. I feel miserable all the time. Before pregnancy, I was super healthy and lost 60 pounds over the past year. and my doctor said it was a great weight for my age and height. I loved eating healthy, but now I'm just trying to survive and find anything I can eat without throwing up. I've only gained about 5 pounds so far, and there are days I can barely eat at all. Yesterday I threw up eggs and sausage, tried to eat lunch and I was gagging the whole time. The only thing I could actually get down was a plain cheeseburger from McDonald's. No fries, no soda, just the burger. My fiance saw the wrapper and told me this morning he didn't sleep all night because he was so upset that I ate McDonald's. He said I was giving our baby addictive, unhealthy food, and it really bothered him. I tried to explain, I can't eat the way I used to right now. I miss it so much. I wish I could eat all the healthy protein I used to. But right now I have like 5 safe foods. One of them happens to be a plain cheeseburger. I'm also trying to get medication because the nausea is so bad. Instead of support, I feel judged and stressed. He's literally losing sleep over me eating one of the only foods I can keep down. I don't know what to do. I want a partner who's supportive and understanding, not someone who makes me feel guilty for just trying to eat something. Yeah, surely he sees that it's more healthy for you to at least get something in you to feed you, to nourish the baby, than eat absolutely nothing. Oh, that's going to be damaging. Eating a cheeseburger isn't going to be damaging to the baby. Silly man. Anyway, let's see if the comments agree with me. Take him to your next appointment. Let the doctor explain it to him. He sounds uneducated about pregnancy. And somebody else has commented under that. He sounds uneducated about pregnancy, and that's the best case scenario. Then OP says, I have given him all the books. I've had him look stuff up and he thinks it's all opinion based and only sees his logic, thinks I have no self-control anymore. Oh honey, this is not a good man. Think about it. What kind of person thinks their opinion is correct in the face of science? Doctors with decades of education and experience behind them. He thinks he knows how you feel physically and mentally more than you do, even though you're the one living in your body and brain. Someone like this lacks respect for others, compassion and empathy. This is a huge red flag waving in your face. You need to open your eyes and see what other red flags you've been ignoring. See, a lot of these comments have just become quite man-hating, which I don't really agree with and I don't want to read. Let's see if we can find another helpful comment. I'm going to be blunt because you need it. The fact that your husband thinks documented, fact-driven research about pregnancy and fetal development is opinion-based means he is either incredibly stupid or incredibly controlling. Both are bad options. You cannot change his mind on this. A man who dismisses fact-driven research because it does not align with what he chooses to believe is not a safe partner. He's already undermining your health and your autonomy. He will do the same thing to your child when it's born. I've read your comments, so I understand the two of you have been in therapy and you thought things were getting better. Oh, I think I've missed something along that storyline. I'm sorry to tell you that things weren't getting better, because at the first sign of you being in a vulnerable situation, pregnant, he is reverting to controlling behaviours. Therapy again for the two of you is a must at a minimum, but you need to come to terms with the fact that he is not a safe partner and may never be a safe partner. That's a good comment. I like that one. Hopefully OP listens. I won't read any more, as I say, because getting through the people just man-hating is just quite obnoxious. So I'm not going to read any more comments on that one. Last story in relationship advice. I, 29 female, slept with new guy, 34 male for the first time, and I felt like he was rude to me. Was he? Let's see. Dating a new guy for a month. He was a gentleman and very kind towards me. He very recently told me how much he liked me and that I'm pretty, but most of all I'm a kind person with a good heart, which is most important above everything. His intentions seemed genuine towards me. We had texted, spoken on the phone every day. Up until Thursday, I came to his side of the city we lived in and went out for cocktails and to watch a band play. Afterwards we went back to his, which was around the corner from the venue. Everything felt right and we slept together for the first time. First time I'd had sex in 9 months. It was good, passionate, we both enjoyed it. Everything I thought it would be. The second it was over and he finished, he explained how good it was, got off me, walked into the kitchen to check his phone, which was charging on the kitchen worktop. He lives in an apartment, so I could see this from his bed. He then stood there and watched the football highlight, and then he started to type for a while, so I assumed he was just replying to messages. He then sat on the sofa for a few minutes. He eventually came back to the room, didn't say a word, just plugged his phone to charge and set an alarm for 7 a.m. We're both off work the next day. He said, you can stay if you want, but so you know, I'll be up at 7 as I want to go to the gym. Night. He said this while he was backwards to me, then went straight to sleep, not facing me. Stayed on the other side of the bed for the night and eventually fell asleep myself. Felt awkward being there. The alarm went off at 7 a.m. We both woke up. I said good morning. He replied in kind, again not touching or looking over at me. He jumped straight out of bed. We got to sleep at 2 a.m, so I was pretty tired. But I got up out of bed myself and went to his bathroom. By the time I got out, he's looking through his wardrobe deciding what to wear for the day. I sat on the bed and booked my Uber. I attempted to make small talk. I asked more about his plans for the day with his friend. Again, doesn't look at me while he's replying, just looking through the wardrobe. At this time, I felt like I'd served my purpose the night before and was no longer necessary. My Uber arrives. He walks me to the door. The Uber driver has parked at the end of the street due to roadworks that had taken place over the week. He says bye to me and I walk down the road. This was Thursday night, Friday morning. No, did you get home okay? Or I had a good night text. Nothing for over 2 days. Until 1 hour ago when he texted simply, recovered yet? I have not texted back and I don't think I want to see him again. My friend is trying to convince me he was just busy, but being busy never stopped him before we were texting every day. And to be honest, I'm put out at how distant he has been after we had sex for the first time. He knows I don't have casual sleep and I haven't slept with anyone for 9 months. I felt like his behaviour was inconsiderate and I felt quite used. I wasn't expecting a marriage proposal after sex, just basic eye contact, conversation, or maybe a hug. My friend thinks I'm overreacting. Am I? No. No, you're not overreacting. I don't know what the comments got to say yet, but no, he's just... It does seem like he used you. Unless there's something going on in his head where he suddenly got, like, I don't know, apprehensive or nervous. I'm making excuses for him. The way he behaved is like, it's wrong. So, no, you're not overreacting. And if I were you, I wouldn't see him again, no matter what's going on in his head. Let's see what the comments have got to say. Recover from what? His personality? I like that. Next comment says, don't listen to your friends. You were right from A to Z. Stick to your desire to never talk to him again, because all he deserves is to end up alone. And all men like him deserve the same fate. Here is why women are not interested in casual sex, and they're completely right on this. Men like him do not deserve access to woman time, energy and body. Sorry the way he used, treated and discarded you. So I don't know if I misread that bit. Here is why women are not interested in casual sex. Some women are. I don't think you should generalise, just like some men are, and also vice versa. So I don't like the generalising unless I've misunderstood what they were actually trying to say. He wanted to put his in you. He did, and now it's done. There's no indication of interest in you beyond that. Clincher here will be when all of a sudden he's all attentive again, only because he wants to get together for a repeat performance. Yeah, I did think that, to be fair, when he messaged you like 2 days later. It's like he's horny again. Anyway, I hope you don't see this guy anymore, OP. Start again, find someone who genuinely respects you.